Hello everyone, my name is Nikola Spalevic, software developer at Vivify Ideas, and today I'm going to talk about useMemo and useCallback React Hooks. Before we go any further, I'll just state that memoization is a process of caching pure function results. My colleague Sava already talked about memoization, so please check that video if you haven't. It's really good introduction for today's topic. Let's take a look at basic React example. We have two components, app parent component and names child component. Every time something is changed inside the state of app component, the child component will be re-rendered, and example demonstrates this. However, this can be an issue if we are calling the same expensive function multiple times, even though nothing is really changed. Using built-in React hook, useCallback, we can prevent unnecessary calls. The first thing we have to do is to import useCallback from React library. UseCallback function expects two params, function to be cached and list of all dependencies. Every time any of stated dependencies is changed, new function will be returned. We can wrap the child component with useCallback React hook to prevent additional re-rendering. So let's do that. First thing we have to do is to create additional state property. So let's call that number of items. And for initial value, we will state 1000. The next step is creating names variable and calling useCallback. As you can see, the first param is actually callback and the second one is list of all dependencies. So let's add names component here. And here we can define the list of all dependencies. So the only dependency we have is number of items. So now we can actually replace the names component here, call, with our names. Okay, let's try this. Just a moment too. Okay, and as you can see, right now, we don't have additional child rendering. We can extend the example and pass number of items prop to the child component, but I won't go through all of that. I have already commented out useCallback additions, so we can dive into useMemo React Hooks. useMemo React Hook expects the same two params just like useCallback. The only difference is that we are now caching actual function results and not function itself. This is really important difference. Let's check how everything works right now. Each time we call increment, we're actually re-rendering child component and automatically generate items function is called each time. We can prevent additional generate items function calls with useMemo. So let's import useMemo. So the next step is to wrap generate items function with useMemo. So the second param is list of all dependencies. And let's see how now everything works. So as you can see, generate items is called only once at beginning. Every performance optimization comes with the cost. For example, useMemo takes longer time to mount, easy to make mistakes in providing dependencies, and it might be hard to read the code for your colleagues. So before applying the method to your code, do performance profiling and make sure that it's worth it. Thanks.